Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the War Report. This is episode 4. My name is Alex Axel Toss Rodriguez, and I am your host. Of course, this is the show brought to you by Major League Gaming to kind of dive into Planetside 2 and truly explore what options are there. Of course, Planetside 2 is a massively multiplayer online first-person shooter. You didn't mishear me. That's MMO FPS. We've been having a lot of fun with this show. Of course, episode 1 was kind of a primer to kind of really introduce people to what is Planetside 2. Episode 2 is more getting involved, seeing what actually is possible in the game. Episode 3, we followed an outfit around to see, what they're up to, what you can really accomplish. And this is episode 4, and I'm going to tell you what we're going to do in just a second. But first, I got to bring on my co-host for the day. And I'm sure a lot of people, a lot of watchers know who this guy is. He honestly needs no introductions. Truly awesome, man. He is John Total Biscuit Bame. My friend, welcome to the show.
So, Planetside, that's always fun.
Planetside's
I can do Planetside. Yeah, that's all right. I can manage that, I think.
You do a lot of games, it seems like. But you've had a pretty big presence in Planetside 2. Can you go ahead and explain how that really got started, maybe your history with the game?
Well, my history with the game goes back to the original, which is Planetside 1, which, if you look up the words in the dictionary ahead of its time, like, first entry is Planetside, because they tried something that was really dangerous, and they tried something that hadn't really been done before, and they mostly succeeded in some ways, right? But there were so many other problems with that game, and it was inherent as a result of it being something that came out in like 2003 and was limited by technology. And now here we are in 2013, and they've had another crack at it with Planetside 2, and it has inherited a lot of the aspects of modern shooters. The whole idea of aiming down sights, the way that vehicles work, the way the capture points work, a lot of that stuff is rooted in what you would expect from your Call of Duties, your Battlefields, and so on and so forth. And I got into this game because I was so involved in the original, and because Sony knew that I'd been involved in the original, they invited me a long time ago to go check out their pre-alpha build of the game. And ever since then, I've been staying in touch with them, been checking the game out. I was super excited for the launch of this particular title, because the original Planetside was my first MMO, so there's a lot of memories to be had there. So when you say, I'm going to make a sequel to your first ever MMO, obviously I'm going to pay attention. So yeah, I've been keeping up with it, and when I get the time, I dabble in the game as well.
That's awesome. Now, Planetside 2, it's such a unique game. What about the game keeps you coming back?
I think it's the idea that you can get fights that you never see in any other game. And even to this day, there are very, very few games that can match the scale. Very few. And those that can, generally speaking, they're not these huge, massively multiplayer sci-fi first-person shooters. Combined arms games, whereby 1 minute you're on foot, next minute you're in a tank, another minute you're in the gunner seat of a bomber, and you're cooperating with huge amounts of other people. And the game sort of takes you along with it. Every time you log in, you stick around for a while, you have no idea where you're going to end up. Which continent are you going to be on 2 hours from now? Which facility will you be at? Which battle will you be involved in? It's different every single time. And as a direct result, it's an experience you can't really replicate anywhere else.
That's so true. I couldn't put it any better myself. Now, I like asking all my co-hosts this. There's a decision you have to make right when you're thrust into the game. And the decision is, all right, which outfit do I want to join? Do I want to join Terran Republic? Do I want to join the Vanu Sovereignty? Or do I want to join the new conglomerate? I understand you are a loyal member of the Terran Republic. What made you make this decision, and why do you stick with them today? What makes the Terran Republic so great? If someone is watching for the first time and they're thinking about going to Planetside2.com and playing for free, why should they select the Terran Republic?
I think the question in my mind is, why would anyone think it's a choice? It's either Terran Republic or the guys that lose. So, which would you choose? You've got this incredibly well-oiled military machine, right? Tons of experience, incredible discipline, the best weapons. I mean, we could fire more rounds downrange a minute than anything else you can possibly imagine. Our tanks have 2 cannons on them, not 1, because that's just how good we are. We slapped a second one on there for good measure. We are just the best faction in every possible respect. And we have that experience that lets us win time and again. We have the tactics, we have the strategy, and it's either that or you pick a ragtag group of drunken terrorists or you choose heretics. And lunatics on the Vanu sovereignty using untested, untrustworthy technology. I don't see why you would. I really don't. You want something that shoots a lot of bullets downrange? That's a good way to win a war. So pick Terran Republic. You'll get just that.
Very well said. That's awesome. Now, I understand you own an outfit of sorts on the Watterson server. Can you go ahead and explain, how that got started and maybe where it's at right now?
Yeah, the Brit outfit was actually one of the largest outfits on the server initially. We've had a bit of a hiatus. We're reorganizing it. It used to be a very, very large outfit that would just sort of overwhelm in sheer weight of numbers. And that's cool for a while, but we were also causing faction imbalance on the server, which actually kind of sucked for everybody. The problem is when you got 50 to 60% Terran Republic, you don't get a lot of good fights. So people get kind of bored. And as a direct result, that we were just taking continent after continent with very little resistance. Well, it wasn't even a case of just being too good.
Just sheer numbers.
We're pretty incompetent, but we have a lot of guns and we have a lot of people. We can put a lot of bodies on the ground where we need them to be. So it got into a situation where we're looking to try and reorganize the outfit into something a little bit more strategic, maybe some more special ops, something that's a little bit smaller, a little bit leaner, a little bit meaner, but that can contribute to the fight. And now, since there's actually been a server merge, the NC have a lot of presence on the server now. They had a decent amount of presence before. They now have a significant advantage in terms of numbers. So once we get the Terran Republic war machine rolling again, that is going to change.
So if someone wants to get involved with your outfit, how do they do that?
Well, I generally do a lot of recruitment on my Twitter, which is twitter.com/TotalBiscuit. So I'll get online and I'll say, hey guys, I'm online, send me a message for an invite and so on and so forth. Awesome. We're looking to set up a website and just become more active in general in terms of recruiting very specific kinds of people. But right now, we accept all skill levels.
Awesome, and I understand your involvement with esports extends beyond Planetside II. Of course, we've cast plenty of StarCraft 2 together. Team Axiom is something that you are directly related to. Can you go ahead and explain a little bit about Axiom and its, what it is?
Well, Axiom is a Korean esports team for StarCraft 2. I am I could say the PR representative, essentially. I am responsible for marketing the team. I'm also one of the primary sponsors for the team. I provide most of the funding that keeps the team running on a month-to-month basis, and it is a small but pretty damn potent Korean esports house. We have 5 members, and we also currently have 2 members from Team Acer, MMA, and Scarlet living in the house as well. So things are looking pretty good for us right now, and it's an interesting connection because Planetside is actually one of our primary sponsors as well. As SOE being involved in esports and really wanting to get involved, well, basically half the SOE office, including their CEO, watches a lot of StarCraft, right? They watch a lot of competitive StarCraft, they watch MLG events. Half of them show up to them when they can. So you've run into Matt Higbee, he's the creative director of Planetside. He's a great guy. He loves StarCraft. And those guys got involved with us saying, hey, what's the quid pro quo here? Can we figure it out? What's a sponsorship, really? It's an exchange of monetary support in order to actually get some exposure. And that's exactly what Team Axiom provides for them. So we aim to impress.
Great answer there. Of course, I think it's time to get into the gameplay we came here for. I have 2 outfits that are ready and waiting at their warp gates. We got an NC outfit, the Iron Wolves TIW on the Watterson server. I also got VDRS, that's Vanny Drop Squad. They're at the VS warp gate on Watterson right now. And what we're going to do is we're going to pick a point on the map that they have to go capture, and it's going to be fun. They're going to be given the same start time, and we're going to see what happens, of course. That's coming up next, guys. And again, Total Biscuit is going to be joining me for all of it. So guys, after a quick break, we're jumping into the game where we're going to watch the VDRS go up against the Iron Wolves as they try to capture a point that I choose on the Watterson server. Stay tuned.